Hey, hey. Welcome everybody to Miss Glow's Kitchen, where there's sugar, spice, and everything nice, where we slice, dice, and entice, using everything we can, from peppers to allspice. What's up, my people? Y'all know what time it is? See y'all in the kitchen. A fresh Pico De Gallo is on our menu today. And here's what we need to make it. Alright, we're going to need some lemons, tomatoes, onions, limes, black pepper, sugar, olive oil, seasoned salt, cilantro, a habanero pepper, and a jalapeno pepper. That is it. That is all. Y'all know what I always say. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So let's get to it. Alright, so what you see right there to the right on the screen is some already prepared salsa that I bought from Kroger, from the Food for Less. So what I usually do is it just makes me not have to cut up so many. But if you want to start this from scratch, all you have to do is just cut up all of your tomatoes and all of your onions and try to cut them all the same size if you can. Now what I'm doing with that store-bought one is I'm going to take my tomatoes and cut them just slightly larger because I like some bigger pieces in mine. So I'm going to cut them slightly larger. So anyway, when I get that store-bought one, there's absolutely no seasoning in it. No salt, no lime, no lemon, nothing. So we're going to be starting off with a blank slate, which is exactly what we want to do anyway. So we'll cut these up. We're going to get everything chopped up. Tomatoes. We're going to get the cilantro cut up, and then the peppers. And then we're going to get to the seasoning part of it, all right? So let's speed it up a little bit. Cut your cilantro as big or as small as you like. It's going to be really up to you. You want to finely chop it, do that, because that's what I do. I don't like really big pieces in there. It doesn't matter what size, though. You'll get the flavor in there. So it really doesn't matter. All right, so I'm going to get that and put as much or as little as you like. So it depends on how much you like cilantro. All right, the jalapeno pepper. I want to use half of it. That's a pretty big one, so if you've got a small one. But again, it's going to depend on how much heat you like. So those jalapenos are not usually really hot, so that's why I cut up a little bit of the habanero pepper in it. That gives that heat that I like in there. So it gives it that balance I need. All right, so I'm going to finally chop these jalapenos. You see, I'm just going through. If you've got a food processor, go with it. Bam. I like to chop mine up myself, so yeah, that's what I'm doing. All right, if you haven't hit like and subscribe by now, please hit like, subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications so you'll be one of the first ones to know when I put a new video up. How about that? Okay, I only used half of the habanero, as you can see, but this one, I will finally chop this one. If you cut it too big, you get a piece in your mouth, I promise. It's probably going to burn your tongue. These are quite hot. Not the hottest pepper in the world, but darn, they up there. Pretty much, they're up there. All right, so finally chop that habanero, and then we'll get to the seasoning part of it. All right, let's scoop the bowl over. Now we're going to get some flavor into this salsa. Now the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get some seasoned salt in here. I will tell you that if you want to use a white salt, a table salt, that's perfectly fine. I prefer seasoning salt. It gives the flavor, gives it a little more extra flavor in it. All right, black pepper. Remember that black pepper, those hot peppers are going to hit two different parts of your palate, so two different parts of the tongue, so don't leave that out. A little bit of olive oil in here. All right. Lime juice. If you've got fresh limes to squeeze in, by all means. But if all you have is juice, by all means, use that. It's going to work. It's going to give you the flavor. All right, here we go. We're going to squeeze in a fresh lemon. All right, I'm going to squeeze in that juice. And that's going to bump it up. Now, if you want to use either or, you want to use all lemon juice or lime juice, that will work. So it's kind of one of those recipes, when you hear me say it's a giving recipe, it's a giving recipe. All right, so what you can do with these seasonings is I'm not going to give you certain amounts. The reason why is because you're going to sprinkle. And what you're going to do is you're going to taste. You're going to taste until you get the flavor profile you're looking for. All right? Careful with lemon seeds. If you're using fresh limes, watch out. Make sure you end up with no seeds in here. Trust me, that wouldn't be fun at all. All right, so we're going to give this a nice stir. And so again, you're going to squeeze as much lemon or lime juice as you want. Yep. So definitely taste it. Yep. And adjust your seasonings. Absolutely. All right, a little bit of sugar in there. Trust me. It's going to bring out the freshness of those tomatoes. So you want to sprinkle. No, don't put it in like you're putting it in coffee. You want to sprinkle some. Not too much. So that is probably a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half. So you don't want this tasting sweet. We're going to get the flavor of those tomatoes bumped up a little bit. That's what that sugar does. And it's the only purpose. All right. Yep. Keep stirring. Keep stirring. Get it all coated evenly. Yep. Yes. Look at that. So this is exactly what we're looking for at this point. Pico De Gallo or salsa fresca. Good. So you're going to keep tasting because we're at the seasoning part of it. So you're going to keep tasting it, going to keep tasting it. Now, if you're going to eat it right away, surely don't expect to get the same flavor as if you let these flavors marry for some hours before you eat it. So remember that. You're going to get a slightly different flavor once you've let it sit for a little while. Slightly, not much, but a better flavor. I'll admit that. All right, so again, a little more lemon juice. All right, it'll help even more if you use the zest of lemon. It'll give it a more lemon flavor or the zest of that lime. So remember, zest will bump up the flavor too. Just slightly, but it'll bump it up good. Okay, and simply because it's a Mexican dish, you already know any lime will enhance it. So more than lemon, limes. So lemon is going to give it that flavor I like, but lime especially. All right, you can see that. So you don't need like liquid all the way, all covering it. You don't need that. It's just enough in there. You can come back, you can stir it every hour or something like that if you want to, but this is pretty much it. And you're pretty much, like I said, you're going to taste it and then you're going to adjust it to your liking. So remember, your kitchen, your rules. That's exactly what we want to do. It's going to be good either way. All right, so I took a second forkful, which simply means one thing. I like it. So I'm going to serve it in a bowl, put tortilla chips on the side of it. This is great. So if you want to put this on top of your burritos, tostadas, tacos, you got it. Perfect salsa. I am telling you, perfect chunky salsa. So it's fresh, it's delicious. Y'all better go make this. I promise. Go make this. Thanks for watching, everybody. See y'all next time. For more great recipes, tips, and ideas, check out some of my other videos.